I'll be honest, this is like my 15th attempt at this video. I'm tired. My hand hurts from holding up my phone. This is why I've ordered a stand with a ring light so I don't have to hold my phone in my hand. So this video is either gonna suck or it's gonna be great. But before we get into it, please subscribe, ring the bell. Once again, I hate saying those terms because YouTubers say it all the time, but please do. And also my socials are in the description. It's Saberisixrealestate@gmail.com to contact me, and it's Saberisixrealestate on Instagram. Anyways, let's get on with this fucking video. So why is buying or selling simpler on average than renting? Well, because when you buy, right, all you have to worry about is mortgage financing. Now, I said all you have to worry about. That's not really true. You have to worry about, for instance, if your lot, right, how your lot is divided. You have the whole property. Just because you can see it doesn't mean you have it. Like I've heard instances where you see their backyard, your backyard's actually two lots, right? Or whether there's a right of way on your property, whether it's a municipal right of way or your neighbor has a right of way. These are real estate law matters that you have to worry about. But on average, most of that works out, right? What most buyers are concerned with is mortgage financing. So, and once you get over that worry, you buy a house. The reward is great. Once again, you have to worry about primarily one thing, and the reward is great. You buy your house. You hopefully buy it on good terms, but you buy it, you get property, you get land, and it's gonna appreciate in a couple of years. After your family's done enjoying it, you can sell it. So it's a high reward proposition. The same thing applies to selling, right? Most sellers are concerned with one thing. And once again, not all the time, there are other things to be concerned about, but on average, most sellers are primarily focused on getting market value. Now, there are other things, yes, like they have to, if you're selling a cottage property, for instance, they have to see if the water well, if it comes with a water well, if it's contaminated, because you don't want to sell a bad product and be sued, right? However, most cases that stuff works out, right? The building inspector comes and inspects all that, and you know, most often if there's an issue, it's fixed. And the seller has to just only worry about getting the money they want and the property or the market value they deem to be accurate for the property, right? So, and if they don't get at asking price, they just get close to asking price, correct? So that's what sellers primarily have to worry about. And like buying, the reward is great. What the reward is you make a profit, a huge profit. Hopefully, if you paid off your mortgage, you don't have that much debt. You can make anywhere from $200,000 to $500,000 to $800,000, depending on how long you've owned your property. Even upwards of 1.5 million, right? If you've owned your property for 40 years, right? So the reward is great, like buying, and there's one primary focus or concern, like buying, right? This does not apply to renting. Now, the thing about renting is the reward is not that great, whether you're a tenant or a landlord. If you're a landlord, you get rental income. At most, given the, luxury examples, putting those aside, at most you're getting $2,000, $3,000 a month, which is great. There's $3,000 extra cash, but you have to pay off your mortgage, the maintenance fees, if there are any, property taxes, building insurance, blah, 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 blah. All that, right? So you're not really making that much net income at the end of the day, unless you have a very good arrangement set up, right? Same with a tenant. You don't own the property. You're paying anywhere from $1,800 to $3,000 to $4,000 a month, and you don't own the property. It goes to someone else's pocket. It doesn't go towards paying your mortgage or paying any sort of maintenance fees to maintain the value of the property and appreciate it. None of that happens. You're just basically throwing money into the air and the landlord grabs it. That's all, right? So the reward is not that great for either party, in my opinion. And the risks and the concerns, as we discussed with buying or selling, is not contained to one. There are multiple risks and concerns. For instance, if you're a landlord, right, you don't just worry about getting market value and then, it's done, the deal is done. No, you worry about getting market value and you have to see if they're good tenants. Because if they're not good tenants, you don't make your income and your investment goes to shit, right? You have to be concerned about, okay, if their credit is good enough. Is their credit good enough? Is their employment good enough? they make $21,000 a year. That's not good enough. Well, the other one makes $40,000 a year. Together, that's $61,000 a year. But how much do they take home? You can look at receipts and pay stubs and landlord references, and half the time a lot of tenants are bad and they make a lot of that shit up, and a lot of landlords, they just want to get people into the unit, and they just kind of don't go through the process like as they should. Same with agents as well, right? It's hard on everyone. The reward for none of these parties is great enough. Trust me, the commission for an agent is not large when you're dealing with leases. It's quick, but not large. So the rental income for the landlord, in my opinion, as I described, is not worth it. What the tenant is doing with his time and money and effort and giving money away is not worth it. So renting at the end of the day is much more difficult and useless than buying or selling. And maybe the second part of that statement is obvious. Obviously, most people know that renting is not preferable to buying or selling. You know, buying is more useful and selling is more useful. But the first part of that statement, I don't think a lot of people know that renting is much more difficult and it's not worth it for anyone. So as you can see, I'm kind of breathing deeply now. My hand is tired. Hopefully that stand, the tripod comes in a week so I don't have to hold my phone anymore. But if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, review, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you want. And yeah, there's going to be more content coming up. And yeah, thanks for watching.